Hey guys, welcome back. Origami here, bringing you another one of our live deck profiles. Today we're going to be talking about Vikavolt. But before we get into that, you guys know the drill. Drop a like, subscribe, share all the good jazz. Check out our lovely sponsors at Guardian Gaming. They have a brand new deal on their website where you can get 10% off, obviously, if you use our code ORBOM. And second, you can also, the more codes you buy, I'm checking the message right now, but the more codes you buy, the more percentage you got off. For instance, if you buy 250 codes, you are able to get almost 20% off your order. So right now, codes are valuable. So if you guys are interested in buying codes, check them out. Links in the description as always. We're going to be going over Vikavolt V today. So you guys know the drill. Drop a like if you haven't already. Subscribe, share all that good jazz. Answer the comment question today for a chance to win a booster box of this upcoming set, Darkness Ablaze, thanks to our lovely sponsor, Guardian Gaming. Today's comment question today is going to be, how do you guys feel about Vikavolt post-rotation? Especially now that we have confirmed a lost Spellelba and Bryson Man and Miss Magius in our next set. Due to the first standard bans, been a long time. I don't remember any standard bans since I've been playing, at least. So this is a pretty big deal. We lost Spellelba, which does make this deck inherently weaker versus decks like Eternatus, because Eternatus can still OHKO you. Even if you do have that giant cape, they can hit you for 270, which will still be a knockout. So we're going to be focusing a little bit more on disruption with this build. And I think that's it. One more announcement, by the way, if you guys have noticed. I'm still Orabomb. I had to change my username to Aura. This is just for YouTube stuff because they don't like the word bomb in my name from the way it sounds. So we're kind of starting from scratch here. So if you guys want to support me, please drop a like on this video, share the video, put it on Burbank or whatever. I don't care. Usually I'm like against that, but like, you know, you guys are good. I'm not really against it. I just don't do it personally. But subscribe, share, you guys know the drill. I do appreciate the support. So anyways, let's go over Vikavolt. So I have tested this build quite a bit on my off time. I like it. I mean, it's item lock, right? So, you know, standard stuff. We're going to be playing 4 Vikavolts here, just so we can find them. We can play them. They are 2 energy attachments, so we do want to have them and start attaching to them right away. Paralyzing Bolt does 50 damage, and your opponent can't play items next turn. Thanks to cards like Cocoa Prism right here, we can easily accelerate this, as well as cards like Turbo Patch is what we're playing in this deck as well. Super Zap Cannon is a way to finish off your opponent after putting a bunch of damage on them. It's a great way to just take OHKOs. You do discard the energies, not a big deal though. Everything else, that's pretty much it as far as the Pokemon go. Everything else is kind of like engines, or we are playing a Scoop Up Net as a way, and Scoop Up Net engine to kind of disrupt our opponents as well. So we are playing 1 Cocoa Prism, 1 Giratina. I feel like Giratina is really good right now. A lot of decks are starting to get cheekier and start playing more random special energies, things like Weakness Guard or like, what's the other one? Capture Energy, and then of course Eternatus plays that new Dark Energy. Sometimes Scorch plays that Fire Energy. So having Giratina is pretty nice just to, you know, disrupt those energy cards. We are playing a Scoop Up in the engine, so I am choosing to play a Rangaroo. We're doing the whole thing with supporters and Mewtwo. We are playing a Zigzagoon as well. There's the Mewtwo, and that's pretty much it. Everything else is just the Dene. And I'm going to talk about the other options I'm choosing not to play in this deck, and we are playing 3 Jirachi in this build as well, just to keep ourselves consistent. We had a little bit of space after we cut out the Spellelba, so Jirachi seemed like an easy fit in this deck, especially since like you really need to be able to find all your pieces, like land your Turbo Patches, your Crushing Hammer, stuff like that. So we're doing that. Everything else is kind of support. Like, there's not too much detail to go into this deck other than like the obvious stuff, right? We can go Quick Balls. I'm not playing any Pokecoms in this build. You can very easily play Pokecom. We're actually playing quite a few Pokemon in this deck. Like, what was that? 5, 7, 10, 14 Pokemon. It's not like the 16 I'm pretty comfortable playing, but like, you know, 14 is not too bad. You can easily play cards like Pokecom, but I am choosing not to. Usually I only reserve Pokecoms for like VMAX Evolution decks. Only playing 3 switches. I would like to play a 4th one, especially since I'm playing Jirachi now. But right now, only has space for 3. Everything else kind of felt a little bit more important. But you can easily, if you really want to, you can cut one of the Jirachis to play the 4th switch. But Turbo Patch is my form of acceleration in this deck. It's a little bit blurry. Forgive me, but flip a coin if had to choose a basic energy, and then from your discard pile, attach to one of your basic Pokemon. So the cool thing about Turbo Patch is that you can attach it to your active Pokemon as well, which is different than every other patch card we're used to seeing. But Yeah, flip a coin, attach energy. Pretty nice. Usually you just like, you go first, attach energy, you just play your turn, right? And then from there, you'll eventually need to use Turbo Patch. But Turbo Patch is not like one of those cards you need to land to win the game. As long as like the pace is relatively in your favor, you can just attach with Vikavolt naturally. But you know, Cocoa Prism is a good way to kind of accelerate that as well. We are playing Giant Bomb as my tool of choice. Usually I'd be playing cards like what I used to play, I should say, is that card, what's it called? The Cape, the one that gives you 50 plus HP. But I'm not playing that anymore because it doesn't really feel like it's as helpful anymore. It was nice to be able to like skew the numbers between Center Scorch and Eternus. That way I was forcing Eternus to have a full bench, but because Eternus has such an easy time getting a full bench anyways, it didn't really feel like it mattered. So, and then of course, you know, you're still in range of a ADP boosted Zacian. You know, it's not like you resist metal, which is the unfortunate part. You have a weakness to fighting. So like, it just didn't feel like the Cape did enough for me. You're still getting 2 KOs. Literally, it only felt like it was useful versus Inteleon. Because at least like 160 into 60 is not enough to OHKO, is not enough to knock out Vikavolt. But like, if you don't expect Inteleon to be amazing, which, you know, I don't, but, you know, we out here grinding, then, like, the Cape doesn't feel as useful, but, like, Giant Bomb is great. You can put pretty much everything in range after a Giant Bomb hit with Vikavolt. You know, hit them for 50, they take Giant Bomb damage, and then everything's in range of Super Zap Cannon after that. Or it's more useful for like forcing switches. You know, you put Giant Bombs on your Pokemon that are fully set up so that if they do knock it out, they at least get punished for knocking it out. And if they don't knock it out, then you get to keep the Pokemon that was set up, right? It also prevents OHKOs, things like that. So that's pretty handy. 1 reset stamp, and that's it for trainers. I'm gonna put that actually over here. There we go. And now for supporters, we do have ourselves 4 research. Hopefully you guys don't mind the whole tabletop simulator thing. It does make doing deck profiles easier for me. I don't have to print all the cards. 3 Marnie, you could easily play 4. I'm playing 3 because we have the Mewtwo package now. So that's pretty good. Playing 1 Malolana. I thought I was playing 2 actually. Am I not playing 2? Yeah, I am playing 2. Okay, cool. Playing 2 Malolana. I still like Malolana. Like I said earlier. Ooh, what the heck? Where'd it go? There it is. Like, if your opponent doesn't OHKO you, which is like, I think Malolana goes really well with Giant Bomb, right? If they don't OHKO you, you can actually like erase the damage they did most of the time, or at least the relevant damage with Malolana. And it's just good versus some other decks. Malolana you can easily cut though if you feel like Malolana isn't as useful. Let me actually do this. Because Malolana is always like a weird card, right? Sometimes it just doesn't do anything, but other times it does the most for you. Malolana is definitely a card of like preference and testing and stuff like that. I like it paired with Giant Bomb because, like I said earlier, they don't want to hit you for too much damage while you have Giant Bomb. Usually you can erase the damage they do to you with Malolana combined with Giant Bomb. And then we are playing 1 Wonder Lab as our stadium of choice. Wonder Labs is great in this deck. Another form of disruption. Great versus Eternus. I mean, we have plenty of energy disruption between the Giratina and the Hammers. One other card that I'm not playing in this list before, but I was trying, and it was okay, but I cut it after a while, was the Team Yellground. The reason why I didn't like Team Yellground as much was because when I played against Eternus, they kind of just used their regular Eternus, not the VMAX, but the baby Eternus, to accelerate energies onto their bench. So like, I put the energy back into their hand, then they just start accelerating energy from their hand onto their bench Eternus, and then it kind of feels like I didn't really do anything. So that's my opinions on the matter. That's why I'm not playing it anymore. But if you feel like it's still useful, you could easily throw it into the deck. It's just really bad against things like Welder and against Eternus, which are kind of like the 2 best decks, like probably in the format right now, between Center Scorch and Eternus. So, and then for our energy cards, you guys know the drill. We are playing 4 of these, and this is a little bit smaller than I was hoping. There we go. A little bit messy, which is why I was trying to keep the card zoomed in. And then we are playing 7 energies here. Boom, 7 energies. But that's gonna be the deck list, guys. As far as like other options, I do have a few over here. Like you could play more Jirachis. This is the card I was talking about earlier. This is the Toughness Cape. It does give your basic Pokemon 15 more HP besides GXs. So it's not only relevant for the Vikavolt, but it can sometimes keep these other Pokemon out of range of OHKOs, which is why I liked it. Bolt-on is an option. It's a little bit blurry, of course, but Bolt-on is a great way to, if you want to lead an attack, say you're going second and you want to use Electrify, you can try to find Bolt-on, make it active, and then set up multiple Vikavolts on your bench. Because I'm not playing Pokecom, it's a little bit inconsistent. So I took it out, but you can easily put it back in. These are more like tech cards, right? If you're playing against Pokemon, if you expect Vikavolt to have trouble versus like these low HP non-GX decks, and you want to prevent scoop ups, then you can easily put in Mr. Mime. I don't really see that happening, but it's an option. And then of course, this is that Mr. Mime that does prevent Malolana from working. So what it does is that your opponent can't heal their bench Pokemon. So if you feel like Malolana is going to be pretty big in the meta, then you can very easily put this into the deck, and that way Malolana won't erase the damage that's being done to you when you're playing Vikavolt, right? Or that you're doing to them. So I do like that. And of course, like I mentioned, Team Yellgrunt as a way to disrupt energies as well. Like in a good turn, you can disrupt multiple energies, which is pretty nice. So this is going to be like my cookie cutter Vikavolt list. This is the initial test. There's other ideas I want to continue trying, but for the time being, this is what I got right now. Some other cool ideas that I've had that I don't really think will work in this deck, but they could work, is like is a full disruption build, like an energy disruption build that plays like a 4/4 line of Clefable. If you guys don't know what Clefable does, when you evolve into Clefable, you can put the energy from your opponent's active Pokemon on top of their deck. So it's a little bit stronger than Team Yellgrunt, because you put it on top of their deck, right? Which means they're gonna guaranteed draw into it, and which also disrupts things like, which is also pretty helpful for cards like Vikavolt, because with Vikavolt, they can't play items, which means a lot of the time they're going to be relying on top decking things like the Pokemon, like the Denes, or supporter cards, which Clefable can actually prevent from happening. I'm actually going to see if I can find Clefable while we're sitting here and talking about it, because it's a cool idea, but the problem is Clefable, it's like a whole new build, right? Because that's like you playing a high count of Clefable, which means you're probably gonna be playing cards like Pokecom, and then you got to cut out a bunch of other stuff. But let me see if I can find the Clefable I'm talking about. I know it's a new one, but I also want to show you guys what I'm talking about so it's easier to understand. But yeah, so that's a great way to both disrupt their energies as well as disrupt their top deck, which is also great. Let's see. Is it a Rebel Clash? No, it's a new one, right? Is it Clefable? I'm pretty sure it's Clefable. I'm not seeing the card here. Maybe I can find it somewhere else. Why isn't... I mean, this is why Bulbapedia is not great. Images. Yeah, it's a Psychic type Clefable. It's Prankish. This is the card, right? I'm gonna just save this. Hopefully it's legible. Let's see. Alright guys, you guys are going to learn the secret tech to how I upload cards. And even though it's not a secret at all. Components, cards, custom card, boop. Alright, so now we go ahead and I forget, it's called Swish. Yeah, it's a Swish. I don't know why it was hard to find. Is it this one? I hope it's this one. Okay, yep. And where's the back? Here it is. Yep. Important. Once it's done, come on. I'm doing a video here. There it is. All right, cool. It's a little bit small. I can make it bigger to match the rest of these cards. There we go. And more importantly, yeah, when you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve on your Pokemon, you may put an energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon on top of their deck. So obviously your opponent can... The other problem with Clefable is that they can play around it and not attach energies to their active Pokemon, which is, kind of good for you, because they're forced to play switches, which they can't play because you're item locking them, right? Or like scoop up nets. So like it's got a lot of combo potential with Vikavolt. So if you guys want to see me play that deck build, let me know in the comments down below and I can try to work something out. But as you can see, like, you want to keep the deck relatively the same, right? As far as like your items and like, as far as your items go and your supporters go, you want to keep it the same. You can probably cut out Malolana's though, if you really want to. But then like what are you going to be cutting for your 3/3, your 4/4 line of Clefable? Because you got to play high count, because you got to make sure you have multiple Clefairies down, because you can scoop up net. You can use Clefable once, right? Evolve in Clefable once, scoop up net, evolve into another Clefable, scoop up net, evolve into another Clefable, all in the same turn, getting rid of a bunch of energies, which is really useful for Welder decks. It's really strong versus Welder decks. So it's going to be a little bit difficult, but if you guys want to see me build a Clefable version of Vikavolt, let me know in the comments down below. But for now, I'm going to get this off screen so people that watch the video later don't go, why is he playing a Clefable? But yeah, that's going to be the deck, guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Don't forget to drop a like, subscribe, share, all that good jazz. Let me know what deck profiles you want to see me do next. I'm still going to be doing tabletop matches versus Steven. I just got to find more time to do it. Today is Eid for me, so I'm celebrating today. So hopefully we can be streaming sometime in the evening the next few days. So follow me on Twitch, all that good jazz. And yeah, thank you all so much. I'll see you all next time. Peace.